Alright, so recently I heard about this crazy story about this young couple in their early 20s who were recently arrested in the capital of Iran for dancing in public. And I know that sounds kind of crazy and unrealistic upon hearing it. I'm sure some of you are probably like, nah, that can't be real, right?
Pure fiction.
People getting arrested and charged with breaking the law for dancing in public. But yeah, unfortunately, that's just how the way it operates apparently in Iran. So I guess that's one of the countries I'm probably not gonna visit if there's a possibility of me getting arrested for something as simple as that. Like, that shit just sounds kind of crazy to me. And it seems like this couple that was arrested, they are both content creators like myself. You can see the girl by the name of Satire. She has close to 1 million followers, and she is also a YouTuber with 26,000 subscribers. And her boyfriend Lawmir, who has over 1 million followers, he's also a content creator and also a YouTuber with 44,000 subscribers. You know, clearly they make content for Muslims and for the Iranian population and any other people who understand their language. But unfortunately, according to recent reports, they both received 10-year prison sentences for what you're about to see in this clip right now. So as we just saw, that is the video of them, you know, dancing adorably in some kind of town center in the capital of Iran. And, you know, they're having a good time. They love each other and, you know, they're just trying to make content for their audience. But they got arrested and charged and handed both 10-year prison sentences for something so benign and something that in most parts of the world would not be a controversial matter. But obviously, as a lot of us know, in certain Muslim countries, it's very strict, very conservative, and, you know, the regimes and the governments who rule over these countries don't really have rights or freedoms for the general population unless you're like an oligarch or some kind of person born into royal bloodline. And also, according to additional info that was a part of their prison sentences, along with the 10-year and 6 months in prison, they will also be banned from using the internet and leaving Iran for about 2 years. And according to Vice, who got some info from a Iranian news publication by the name of Iran Wire, they say Branch 15 of the Tehran Revolutionary Court charged the couple with, and I quote, encouraging corruption, assembly, and collusion with the intention of disrupting national security and spreading propaganda against the Islamic Republic. And I can only imagine that this was not random and that this charge was probably coming for a long time, since they are super popular in the country and they have a wide, large audience with a lot of young people following. And clearly the couple is not traditional in the sense that they may believe in all the traditional aspects of their country. And because this young couple may be kind of propagating and promoting a different way of living and being less restricted from doing what they want to do in their lives as young people, this may have caught the eye of very high-end officials in the government who didn't like what they had to see on their YouTube pages or Instagram pages and was just waiting for them to slip up on breaking a law on some kind of technicality. Because I believe that's just what this is, right? Some bitter-ass high-end official who believes that this new generation of people not following the old way order of doing things that they grew up on is considered to be dissent, propaganda, and destructive to a culture that they want to keep on pushing well into the future. And clearly they saw their platforms as a threat to that. And what's crazy to me is that according to this article, this young couple have received a longer prison sentence relative to someone who in the same area was recently handed an 8-year prison sentence for decapitating his own wife. Literally, they received a 10-year prison sentence for dancing in public, while a literal murderer received an 8-year prison sentence for decapitating his own wife in the same country.
I beg your pardon?
This should just show you the level of corruption going on in Iran, if that's something that actually happened. And what makes matters even worse is that his wife was only 17 years old.
Where's your dad? Where's your mom? Where is your family?
Also, according to another report, the human rights activist news agency, which is based in the USA, said that the young couple were deprived of lawyers during the court proceedings, while attempts to secure their release on bail were rejected. So there we go. That's just another example of what we can see is going on here. Clearly, these officials don't want any kind of legal representation for this couple because they know they didn't do anything wrong. It's just dancing. But based on the info that I'm reading, this young couple apparently is like a symbol in Iran for for protest and freedom, and they are being heralded as like the future representation of what a young generation of Iranian people will shape the country to be. And clearly the old ass geezers who run the establishment over there don't want that change. And I get it, everybody has their culture, you know, everybody has their traditions. But if we're gonna be living in a world, a society, you know, internationally, where people are traveling, where people are learning about each other's cultures, and people are progressing forward into the future, certain cultural traditions and practices have to be changed, obviously. And it will change eventually. Like the old dinosaurs holding up these cultural traditions that make no sense anymore are on their way to the grave. They're dying. And the people like this young couple who just actually want to live, have fun, and show public affection to each other are going to be the population of people who will be taking the power and changing things for the better. You know, clearly there's some very gross human rights violations over there in Iran, and no disrespect, respectfully, with all due respect. If anybody living in Iran, or if you're a Muslim around the world and you have certain cultural beliefs and you believe that this couple being arrested and imprisoned for over 10 years for doing this in public is acceptable and should be upheld in courts, then you are a sheep, are a bot. You probably can't think for yourself. You definitely are the kind of person who's basically a walking corpse who has no thoughts for themselves. You might as well just be one of them zombie cordyceps clickers from The Last of Us, who's basically just being remote controlled by a fungal virus, but that fungal virus is your own government. I mean, honestly, people like you definitely scare me. But anyways, I don't want to make this too long. I just wanted to bring awareness to the situation because I found it very bizarre. I've never heard of anybody being arrested for dancing in public. But then again, Iran is like some kind of hybrid between a communistic, theocratic society where the government basically controls everything. But then again, at the same time, they follow the religious text of the Quran to the T. So their laws are shaped by the religious text of that book. And if you violate the laws, which are basically the book, you're pretty much finished. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you for watching. Share the video, share it with your friends and families. And honestly, a lot of people need to understand just how bad some parts of the world actually are still to this day. But yeah, with that being said, I'll catch all you ladies and gents in the next one.